Thank you for calling machine.com.
Machine.com, Mikey B in the flesh. It's at nighttime and I had to stop and take a peek at a car that should be selling better than what the numbers show, and it's a great looking car. And why is it not getting its respect? It's the Aston Martin Vantage, the new release from Aston. Last year they came out with the AMR edition. It comes in many different formulas. The first, a 4-liter twin turbo V8 pushing 503 horsepower with 461 foot-pound of torque. The second release, and what I'm talking about, is the AMR edition. That car had a 7-speed manual for enthusiasts. Not much extra except AMR additions around the ornaments of the car from a design perspective. But Aston Martin did release an AMR edition, and some folks were expecting some more from this car. Let me get into it. The silhouette of the car, the length of the car. At first, when it first came out, the front end, there was a lot of conversation. The talk was, is this a Mazda Miata or an Aston Martin? I'm going to tell you, certain cars have a presence in person. The Aston Martin is one of those. When you come look at this in person, let me tell you something. The presence of it, the width, the length, I can see some Miata, but no sir, this is not a Miata. It also has some things that I think are special to this car that differentiate it from the other Aston Martin models. When we talk about the lineup, the DB11, the DBS Superleggera, and now the DBX, which I was coming here to try to see if they had it in stock. And this car, when you look at the interior of it, has a little bit different feel. We're not going to be able to take a peek in it right now, but let's see how deep we can go. You know how the camera goes. And if there's one ill-fitting piece of the Vantage, it has to be with the interior. But I'm going to stay on the outside. $152,000 gets you into this car. And why people are kind of not driving this all over the place, even though it is a great car, maybe because of, let's go to the front. I think it's because of what's under this bonnet. And to be honest with you, I think that's a disrespect to Aston Martin. The 4-liter twin turbo V8 is sourced from AMG. Yes, Mercedes Benz sources the engine. I'm going to tell you something. If a company does something good, why not use them? That 4-liter twin turbo is well acclaimed. Made it to the 8-speed ZF. In this version, the car can propel itself under 60 in 3.8 seconds, right? So you're under 60, it's actually 3.5 seconds, but I'm giving you street times because it is a rear-wheel drive vehicle. Hard to get those times, so 3.5 seconds. Then you get a quarter-mile time, you're under 11.8 seconds to the quarter mile. Top speed on this car, they got it listed in the 190s, 195. I'll tell you, a little bump in power in that 4-liter, which is quite easy. You'll definitely get to the range where you want to be, and that'll be 200 miles per hour. How about the other side of this? And why I'm talking about AMG, it's obviously the AMG, not the GT 4-door, but the normal AMG GT, and that's the problem. The AMG GTR begins around 188,000. This Aston Martin starts at 150. The AMG GTR has a boost in horsepower, bigger turbos, a better tuned turbo. So that means tuned for more performance. So a lot of folks are saying, well, 30 grand extra gets me the top of the line Mercedes vehicle. But as we walk through the design of this car, I'm going to tell you why Aston Martins are so special. First off, look at this front lip, the mesh grille, the Aston Martin logo. Yeah, there's a James Bond envy with Aston Martin. This car speaks to us differently. It is a GT slash sports car, in my opinion, even though this is the sportiest of the bunch. Aston Martin's purpose is not always to be the fastest car on the block. They never have been. They're meant to be the sexiest car on the block. And this car checks all those boxes for me. Let's go to the side. Let's look how those fins roll. Beautiful cut inseam, aggressive but tasteful. You can see the big old wheels on this car. That may be another problem. 255s in the front. Let's get to the rear end. Huge. 295s on such a small vehicle in the back with some bespoke wheels. And the real highlight as we walk through it, by the way, this is a little bit shorter than a 911, which is one of the competitors. The back end is where some people have some arguments. For me, it is the most aggressive and tasteful of the GTs. AMG GT, Porsche, there's no competition. Look at the diffuser work on this car. I mean, it's so good at night. It really is when you get that dark setting. That's why I said I'm gonna do this at nighttime. Quad exhaust tips. A lot of these come with the single exhaust, but you got the quads here, the Aston Martin logo, and then again, that spoiler, right? That integrated spoiler that has found itself on the new DBX is here, and that started the new Aston Martin design language. So those are all the things to me that stand out with this car. Again, $150,000 to be special. Yeah, I said it. I said, yeah, this is what you're buying it for. You will be special in the Aston Martin. There's not many on the road. AMG GT, I know you don't see too many of those, but obviously you're definitely not going to see more AMG GTs versus an Aston Martin. As we step back and look at this in all black, it has a beautiful carbon fiber roof to accentuate, again, I'm sexy and I know it. If you look in the middle, you can see that eye indent there that's meant to help you as you go at high speeds. Airflow, dynamic settings as well on this car appropriated to give it a more muscle car feeling. That means the tail can come out, the engine growls, it has that 4-liter, and it has all the looks. So choices wise, I went over this AMG GT. I didn't get into the interior because I feel that's probably the biggest letdown. Let me just get into it while I'm at it. All right, if I'm going to be truthful with you guys, the AMG GT interior is far superior than what we have here in the Aston Martin. I can't get in there and show you. Let's see how close I can get. Nope, no light, no backlight, but it is superior to the Aston, and I said far, but superior. Now, if we get into the Porsche, which is functional, yeah, it's friendly, it's easy to use, it's well made, high quality. However, I think the Aston Martin from an aesthetic perspective just beats out the Porsche. I'm not talking functionality. From an aesthetic perspective, this Aston Martin touches my heart. As well, when I got inside the car at 6'4", 6'5", I think I got a video I'll put up there, I was surprised that I fit into it. So even though it looks very small, size-wise, you'll probably work out in this Aston Martin, which is interesting. That said, what would your choice be? I know it's been a slept-on car and no one's really embraced it, but in my opinion, if all choices were there, I'm not talking the GTR, but the AMG GT, there goes the motorcycle, AMG GT, a Porsche 911, the base model. I know there's about a 20-30 grand difference between the two, but remember, Porsche options you up like crazy, so be careful with the $105,000 or $110,000 price. What would your choice be? Aston, Porsche, or AMG GT? I know what mine would be. I guess I'm kind of lonely and want to feel special. I'm choosing the Aston. Machine.com. Signing off. Peace.
gotta tell you something I could do. I could be running around chasing you, but I won't. Cause I got better things to do. Rather spend my precious time chasing somebody who loves me too. If I got $1 for every time you slam the door, I would be the richest girl alive, live. If you hadn't run away every time I asked you stay, you would sleep right next to me tonight. No, you didn't want me, all you wanted was a game to play, and you couldn't handle that I had my ways. About your magics and your side chicks, I'm a winner, babe. No, you didn't win this, it's a part of the game. In the beginning I just didn't know that you're an enemy I held too close. Now I know, cause you did everything to prove me wrong. You were not the guy I thought. Now I'm beating you at your own. Yeah. If I got $1 for every time you slam the door, I would be the richest girl alive, live.